Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Under Construction. This is episode 20-something, and I am your host, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man. And we are working west of Olive, just like last episode. We began going west of Olive, now it's time for us to go even further west of Olive, as a matter of fact. So, I don't think that's surprising to anybody. If it is, you can go take a moment to calm down, pause the video, and then come back when you're all set. But oh, it's right, I never put the fifth bridge here. Well, the third bridge, technically. Okay, so I installed this, I think, after the episode. But this is the track that represents the bridge that we're going to have to build here. And it's a lot of bridge. But also, we're going to narrow it to single track here, so that's fine. Let me actually do that real quick. So that like that, that like that, that like that. I think this should be straightened already. There it is. Ooh, and I cannot. I was almost tempted to click on that with this, the smooth spline height tool. That would have been very bad. Oh, also, I should not have done that right away. Let me real quick, before I do that, do this so that we still have a straight section here. Place to put signals and stuff. And I did say I was going to work this out a little bit, but it's a sharp curve, but it's not too... it's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put... Oh, what the hell was that? Hold on. Who the hell? Okay. Never mind. I am gonna make this a wider turn because I feel like it needs to be. So. Careful manipulation of spline point tools lets me sort of match whatever. See, now that looks more like a model railroad, but honestly I'm not that annoyed by that. The thing we do need to do is we need to smooth the height. We need to make sure the height on all these new spline points is proper. And also make sure, yeah, that's good enough. It's a little bit steep, but this railroad is not known for its ease of grades. Like I said, it's like the Grand. Not only is it like the Grand, actually, it is, it's like the Grand, it's also going to be like the B&A. Now, the B&A was not particularly good at hills, but they had them. And the reason I bring that up is because earlier today I found a full, like, quarter-mile map thing online for the entirety of the Boston and Albany Railroad. So, I don't know what year, but it's still an amazing find. And I'm really excited to have that and get to use it, get to play with it. Alright, let's straighten that out. Alright, that's a good benchmark right there. Attach that to that. No. Here's what I'll do, actually. Do it like that. There we go. There we go. Alright, so that is our end of double track. And we will not have... Oh, that looks cool. No, I can't replicate that. Oh well. 0.77 that looks like, which is fine by me. Okay, so we do need a bridge to put there. I don't know what kind of bridge to put there. But let's look at what is requested for this episode. Mason P says, you should put realistic lane markings on the road so sharp turns aren't passing, and it's passing on one side leading up to them. Smart. Very smart. Because these are all, like, passing roads. What I wish I would do, actually, because this is not a very well-traveled road, I think I might just basically screw the whole thing, and, well, I mean, down here it wouldn't matter. Necessarily. And in town it doesn't really matter. But what I might want to do is get the roads that No, I grabbed the grass. I want the grass. I think we have yarnish versions of these. I don't like yarnish. But, where is this? Ah, there we go. Okay, like this. And I'll start it here. If you want me to go and do it in town as well, say something. But for now, I'm just gonna do it out here. In town, it actually makes even more sense. Although I think the ones we have... Let's see, the roads that we have here. Yeah, they have a dotted line. Which would mean passing. But that shouldn't be allowed on, like, a residential street. Although a lot of residential streets, obviously, they don't have lane markings at all. So... What? Why is that not compatible? These things are broken, is why. Alright, so we're not putting it over there, we're putting it over here. And we'll have to remember that for the future and not to use those anymore. I don't know why they broke or how they broke. I may need to look and see if I have a more updated... Or if I can get my hands on a more updated version of them that is not broken. Let me use this. Quick. There, that flattens it out a little bit. Let's actually shift it slightly this way because of the grass. There. Okay. Continuing this way. It is a subtly different color. No, attach. Why didn't it attach? There. Oh, crap, it moved it. Also, the grass on that side is far away. Okay, move that way. And I was about to say, and the bridge should be fine, but the bridge is not fine because the bridge is actually... Oh wait, I did it wrong. The bridge itself is actually not a yarnish bridge. It's just a bridge that I put pillars on, etc., etc. It's actually, you know, something that I put a little bit of effort into. Although, you know what, I'll leave it passing on the bridge. Actually, no, that's not right. No passing on the bridge. There. Alright, and then I'll replace this one as well. Goodbye. No. Just the, there we go. There. Okay, let me straighten it. So now we have a walkway. Or, well, we had the walkway. The walkway is preserved. Alright, I'll let there be... Now, there's, like, not enough space here to pass. If I had a longer, straighter section, then yes. But I've been in so many roads, like, through the Berkshires and stuff, where there's just no passing. It doesn't happen. There's no room for it. Because there are too many turns and stuff like that. And you can just never see somebody coming. This is all going to be forested, so you still wouldn't be able to see somebody coming. But Mason's right about using these roads instead of the other ones. I kind of forgot they existed. Whoops, one piece at a time. Hey Mason, I've got a lot of bitumen on the server if you want to trade for it if you're making roads. I know it's how you make asphalt. That was just running through my head. Okay, I don't actually know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to leave that there. Because we have to have this cross over here somewhere. Something like that. Yeah. So here's our railroad so far. It's got this tight turn right before the bridge, which is fine, because we'll probably put a special speed limit on the bridge itself. I do have to worry about the hills in this direction. But okay, that's the first thing done. Erica says, "Hey Bombs321, I love your video. Please follow me on Instagram. Search for Instecular or click here." No, I don't have an Instagram. Also, I'm pretty sure you're a bot. Mostly because your name's Erica, and everybody knows there aren't girls on the internet. Every girl on the internet is actually a dude, and every child on the internet, every kid on the internet is actually an FBI agent. So, the more you know. I'm gonna just do some more hills instead. Let's pretend that Erica told me to work on these hills a little more. Because I need this to go basically this way. I built these tiles here, but I do need these tiles here, actually. But I need to go this way, more or less, which might be tricky, might not be, depending on how the terrain turns out. I need to finish this area here, actually, and then once this is done, I can... Oh, I need to bring the highway in. This road is not... This black line is not highway. Where did I say the highway was coming? Oh, down the river valley. I did say that. Okay, well, let's work on the river valley a little bit more then. So, I think this is actually a good sensitivity to work at for now. I have a couple of good things, like, actually, there's another suggestion from... No. The rest are questions and a thing about... There's a question and a thing about... Who is it? Wait, no, where's the other comment? I swear there was another one. I thought there was one... Somebody, I think, said, I don't understand the difference between 5-meter and 10-meter grid. I can cover that later. But, it has to do with the fidelity of the grid. Like, I can show sort of an experiment later. But in the short run, here's the abridged version. The grid, the yellow lines denotate 10-meter squares. So, every line is 10 meters from the next line. So if you're American and you're used to freedom units, if you play Minecraft, it's 10 blocks. There you go. There's 10 meters. So, but it's about 10 yards. It's about a tenth of a football field. It's about how far you need to get for a first down. There, all good Americans should understand that. I'm kidding. A lot of people don't watch football, but I digress. The gray lines are in the middle, which means they're only 5 meters. So these squares are 5 meters by 5 meters. These squares are 10 meters by 10 meters. And you cannot normally actuate this point, or this point, or this point, or this point, or this point separately from these guys. So when we have a 10-meter grid fidelity, the only thing you can move are places where the yellow lines connect, not where the gray lines connect. If you turn it down to a 5-meter grid, then where the you can also move where the gray lines connect. So, or, where the gray lines connect to each other or the yellow line. So it gives you a lot more ability of changing stuff, and it makes the terrain much more precise. Now, out here, it doesn't really matter, but I'm making all of my new grids 5-meter grids. Oh, crap. I don't think that should change anything. Yet. I don't think that should change anything, because I didn't change anything that should be specific to the session layer. I've just been making hills. And, building roads. So, basically, those are all objects that shouldn't change. But I'm supposed to only edit in route layer, so that if I change something that would be reflected in just the session layer, it gets saved still. I need to keep an eye on my Skype as well, because basically I had a lesson taught to me the other day to pay a little bit more attention. Uh-oh, Weibald's giving me bad ideas. Or he has a bad idea. So anyways, I'd like to do a little bit of a preamble for something that's about to appear on the channel in place of the Building Podcast, because we lost our server again. And we don't know when it'll be back. So there is a thing that I'm going to be working on, and this is what I sort of made reference to when I said, Mason, I have a bunch of bitumen. Weibald and I are starting a series called Projekt Machina. And for those of you who don't speak Russian in here, which I would assume is everyone, that means Project Machine. And I feel like you could have figured that one out, but the idea of it is we're on the modded server that the Gmod foamers have, and they have a whole bunch of mods, and at the loss of my server, and I sort of had a modded Minecraft itch. And so did Weibald. So we decided to band together, or I proposed this to him, to make this series and build this base called The Machine. To make sort of whatever anyone on the server needs, for a price, of course. Not for free, obviously. But, you know what, I might actually run the highway down through here. Although it's going that way. I needed to come this way. But that might work. At any rate. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, Projekt Machina is a go. And that will be airing on Mondays, or, you know, Mondays is when it's supposed to be airing. Videos have been a little bit wonky lately. But I've been trying to keep up. I've been trying to get all the ones out in a week that are supposed to be out in a week. Even if they're a little bit mistimed. But that's going to be coming out, and that is going to be modded Minecraft, and I'm actually really excited for it. And it's going to supplant the Building Podcast. So I have one episode of the Building Podcast left, and then Projekt Machina will take its place. And that'll just last as long as that server lasts, probably. Well, if we get, I don't know, if we get our server back, I might go back to the Building Podcast. I might do both. You know what? I don't really know. But that's going to be the substitute for the time being, for the foreseeable future, as one might say. And, like I said, I'm quite excited for it. Because I haven't done modded Minecraft in a while. I certainly haven't done modded Minecraft on my channel in a very long while. And I know Minecraft isn't really the vogue anymore. It's not exactly front and center. But it's still so much fun. It is just as fun as I remember it, if not more. I'm having a blast. Except for when I find something that I can't make, because cheese comes from the moon, apparently. But we literally, so far we have a few things in a foyer area. That's going to be where we debut the series, pretty much, including some stuff from Tinkers, some stuff from IC2. That's Industrial Craft. We have a machine that literally just makes TNT out of energy, and I'm not talking about equivalent exchange BS. I'm talking about, through a process of machines, it creates TNT. And it's amazing. And that is called the Unlimited Bomb Works. Speaking of bomb works, and this would be a really bad time to get another knock on my door while I'm loudly talking about bombs. But, I had an interesting knock on my door the other day, and I missed it too. But what happened was, apparently... Now, none of you have seen my quote-unquote Halloween costume, my steampunk outfit. Some of you may have. But that would be very few of you compared to the overall viewer base. But I have what I call the apparatus, and it is a steampunk outfit. It has a backpack which, is a boiler. It appears to be, at least. None of this is functional. Don't get head over heels for this. But it has a backpack which is a boiler, and it has an arm and leg segment. So right arm and right leg with pistons and pipes that connect them and stuff like that. And it moves with me. So, I'll move around and it'll clank and it'll, the pistons will go in and out as pistons would as I move. And, it's painted up brass and black and whatever. It's what you basically come to expect from a steampunk thing. Except it's fairly done up. It's fairly detailed. Or not detailed, I suppose, but it's large in scope. And I had it sitting, because it's almost Halloween, I had it sitting in a bin in my room, in my dorm room here at RPI. And while I was away, there was a health and safety inspection. And so they come in and make sure that you're not, you don't have certain things that aren't allowed in the dorms, for example, pets, but more, for example, certain kinds of extension cords, stuff like that, things that cause a fire hazard. Anything with an open flame or an open element, like a toaster, is not allowed. You can use a microwave. You can even use we even have ovens, but you can't have like a toaster, like a pop-up toaster. Which I'm not going to say whether I'm not going to give my opinion on these rules. I'm just saying there's some things that are restricted. But not health and safety. The RAs, the resident advisors, come in and they do a once-over of the room very quickly. If you're not there, they go in and look it over. They tell you 24 hours in advance. But if you're not there, they go in and look it over. If you are there, they'll knock on your door and look it over with you, and they'll ask you any questions they have. But I wasn't here, so they came in and saw this brass-looking and gold-looking and black-looking array of pipes and an oil can and gauges and valves all wrapped together up in this bin next to the foot of my bed. And they got a little bit concerned and a little bit confused, and they reported it to public safety because they weren't quite sure what it was. I got a knock on my door from my roommate or whomever the other day while I was in the middle of a match of Rocket League. And I figured, okay, I'm sure I have like a couple minutes, I'll answer this door in a second. So I finished up the match, went over to the door, and my roommate's there, and he goes, "Oh, you just missed him. So a guy from public safety was here because they got a report from the RA about the stuff you have, like your steampunk thing," I think he said. Because he'd seen me working on it before. And I was like, oh crap, because yeah, they weren't sure what it was. They thought it was like a bomb or something. And here's the guy's card. So I have the guy from public safety who's in investigations in RPI's public safety. And I gave him a call, but he had just left the building, so he was like down in the lobby, and he wasn't in his office, which is the phone number's for his office. So I basically just rang that phone number and I left a message explaining what the heck it was. But then again this morning, after I had left for classes, apparently the fire marshal showed up and was looking for me and asking my roommate again, like same roommate. I've got 3 roommates, but it happened to be the same guy again. Because he's the only one that pays attention in this dorm. Who I was and what it was, and oh my god, it isn't even here. It isn't here anymore. It's in my car. I put it in my car and I took it home this past weekend. And then I brought it back because I need it again. But it just, oh my god. And apparently it's spread around campus all of the workers know about this thing that's in my room, or that was in my room, that they weren't sure what it was, that the RAs reported it. Oh my god. it's ridiculous. I'm gonna need to like talk to some of my friends who are RAs or RDs, the resident directors, and ask them what, whatever. I might even go over to public safety and try to find this guy and sort of explain to him what it is, or one better, just show up wearing it. I honestly want to see what he'll say if I show up wearing it. I want to see if they'll let me in the building. They might throw me out, because they might actually think it's a bomb or something. I'm certain my roommate was exaggerating when he was like, oh yeah, they thought it was a bomb. Because I'm sure if they thought it was a bomb, they would not have come and knocked on the door. They would have sent a SWAT team in or something. They're not your average landlord, they're RPI. Also, I'm downtown now, so I'm downtown and I'm like 2 blocks from the police station. That makes it even better. I need to raise this up because this is all really low. So, yeah, that's been my day. Or the past couple of days, I should say. I don't remember where I was going when I got there, like, what I was thinking about, what I was talking about. But, yeah, that's the knocks on my door. Apparently I'm a terrorist. And I've got bombs, and... yeah, whatever. At least I wasn't playing Keep Talking Nobody Explodes when they knocked on my door and they could hear me yelling in the background. Because, honest to goodness, I heard the knock on my door, and I wanted just a couple more minutes. I didn't want to, like, yell, like, hey, I need a couple minutes. Because I was in the middle of a competitive Rocket League match. You don't just bail out of that. And so, what happened was, I just clammed up. I didn't say anything for, 2.5 minutes or so. And the match ended, and I went over the door. Because I didn't want it to appear like I was there and was specifically ignoring them. Or worse, I didn't want it to appear like I was there and I couldn't hear them, because then they would have, like, bashed the door down or something. Of course, if somebody had said public safety, I might have been more inclined to go answer the door. But it was just like a knock. Apparently, they were not so subtle about coming to our door, because what my roommate says is, he was sitting there making breakfast, and all of a sudden, knock, 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 public safety. It's like, oh, hi. We're fine, wonderful people. It's fine. It's okay. Allahu Akbar. So, I'm trying to get this all high enough. The thing with the Berkshires and the surrounding area is you can have these hills that go pretty high up, pretty early on, and on top of that have some sheer cliffs. The thing that I need to do, though, is I sort of need to go around and smooth the landscape. And if the landscape is a little bit rougher because I'm smoothing it, then that's fine. But it's to get out all of the medium-sized bumps, which is something that I'm going to have to do. I was showing my tight curve to Chris, who's, he's been on the podcast before, etc. And he said something along the lines of, he said, why'd you have to do that? And I was like, oh, because there's a hill in the way, I had to blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you're shaping the earth, you can move the hill. And I was like, I know, but I already built the hill, it's there. And that's sort of going to be my excuse for all of this weirdness. Doesn't this look good? Oh, that looks good, I like it. So I need to fill in this area. I also need to bring this up here. Also, I've built this to here. I need to build some more tiles here. 5 meters. How far are we into this video? Just for reference. Where'd my thing go? There it is. Oh, we're half an hour into the video. What's the next comment? Oh, Mason P. I believe it's for every crossing, but sometimes they will have one post and a number with it that tells how many crossings there are in the next however far. 1/2 mile, so you don't have a ton of posts. Okay, I get that. I can see that. I don't think I have the... whoops. Still looks like a rifle. I don't think I have that specific, like, I don't think I have the right kind of post for that. But for the crossings in the industrial district, I think I'll just leave it the way it is. Which is there's nothing for the crossings in the industrial district, because it doesn't matter. It's the industrial district. It's all private, whatever, shenanigans. It's dirt and gravel roads. Also, it's the 50s, who cares? Put that back. Okay, so let's do this, because we need to keep this more or less flat over here. Too much? Not quite too much. Alright, but that's as high as I wanted to go. Certainly for now. Maybe for a while. We do need to go up a little bit, but the ground itself needs to come down, because we're about to go towards the swamp, which means we're going to have basically sea level ground everywhere. Alright, also, how far is 3,000 meters? So, or wait, no, what is it, 1,000 yards? 3,000 feet? Where'd I put the end of single track thing? Right there. 3,000 feet to end of double track. So that's about a half a mile. So about how long it takes to cross a single tile. So I'll just put that up there. I mean, it's more than half a mile, but that has got a twist. What a twist. Don't tell me I just ruined the recording, please. Thank goodness. I thought I almost adjusted the tane window size. I'm not even entirely sure if I can do that. Yeah, I'll put it right at the beginning of this turn. And then there'll be a few miles before the next anything. What kind of bridge am I going to use here? I don't know, let's work on the river a little bit more. I'm going to try and keep the terrain we've got. What is this? Okay, so make a little lake there. And then let's try... Wait, does the water go downhill here? Then back up? Because that's not good. No, it doesn't. Stop doing that. Alright, remove water from here because we'll make it a little bit higher. .2. Okay. Let's make a second little tiny passage over here. This is the advantage of a 5-meter grid, because I can get away with doing this. We can have a little section of almost rapids right there. Now, this is sort of looking like... Actually, I don't really have a good reference for this, so I would say this and the Bible would tell me off and go, no, it doesn't. But it's almost looking like the Animus in my head. You know, it's very shallow, it's very sort of rocky. There. There. And I will bring in the banks a little bit on some of these tighter areas or wider areas, less tight areas, so I can tighten it up a little bit. Now let's keep going. We're getting somewhere. We needed to go over here, and we actually needed to jump up in height. Quite significantly. Oh well, much more significantly than I thought. $5 meters. That's more like it. Still though, I need to plateau this side in a little bit. Tighten up the river, narrow it up. And this side, this has no business being this wide here. It looks like it's a splash pool for a major falls, which in a way it is, but the falls would not be this wide. Like the falls themselves. This would be an excellent place to build mills, though. Oh well. Should have thought of that before I put olive over there. Oh, and we can do some rocky stuff with that. That could look so good. So good! Alright, let's try 10. That's way too high. Okay, never mind, not 10. Let's try 7. That's actually not high enough. Whatever, we'll put it there. Stop doing that. Okay, I need to flatten this a little bit. This water thing is slightly a struggle, because reasons. Okay, so let me flatten... No. I don't want to flatten that. What I want to do is I actually want to create... You know what? Is this... No. About 8. No, okay. Let's remove the water. Go to 8. Start placing it over here. Do that. So we have... This spot is where the river is wide. Wait, why is... Oh, because that's 7. That's okay, though. You know what? That's okay. I like that. I like the way this is turning out. As long as the river gets higher in this direction and lower in that direction, I don't really care. So, let's see here. Oh, we're gonna have some rapids. Crap. Put too much water down already. Right. Oh, crap. Nope, too much. Too much remove. 11. 12. Nope, too much. Oh, no, too much remove. 12. Yeah, why is this... I might have to make a deep lake here. Just because of the way the terrain is. We're gonna have a lake. Because it doesn't go down. However, it's still too high for 12. 14. Nice. Alright, 16. Nice. Alright, we're getting the hang of this. 18. Nope. Damn. So much for that. No. It gets rid of the most random stuff sometimes. I mean, I'm certain it's not actually random and that's completely user error, but you know what? I'm gonna complain because I can. That is not really helping. Radius is way too large for this. This is just not, it's, whoa, not doing what I really would hope it would do. But you know, it's far away. Doesn't matter. It's far away. And we still got this lake up here to deal with. Alright, 22. Nope, 22. Nope, that's 11. Let's bring it from over here this time. Let's just, that over there. Bring this in. This is basically what we're gonna do. We're just gonna raise land when we have too much water. Because deleting the water, as we've seen, causes problems. Okay, sometimes raising land causes problems too. We'll put some rocks there. Keep this lake from being too deep. Wait, seriously? That's higher than 22? Wow, the whole thing has been like an optical illusion to me, because I thought we were about to go over the top. Okay, let me see what the lowest thing here is. Let's try 30. 30 works. There we go. What does this look like? It looks like a logo. It looks like something leaping. That's what it looks like. Deer Run Lake. So far we've got 3 bodies of water. Or no, three lakes rather, and they're all named after animals. So, 2 of them are aquatic, 1 of them is a deer. But never tell a deer he's not aquatic. Alright, so let's do this. Let's turn down the radius again. Let's try 26. Ah, that works. Alright, time to give this a little bit more breathing room. That did the opposite, actually. Come on now. Oh, Sugar Shack. Okay. There. No. What? How does this happen? Okay, so this is not quite working out. Ah, that's better. Well, then we have another one of these. Stop. Stop. It looks like rapids enough. I think it's passive. There's a lot of water coming down it. But I don't know. What I might want to do is add some rocks and junk. 1 second. Yeah, add some rocks and junk and some water sound effects and white water splashes and crap. If I run the highway up this river, what I think, like, certain highways and major roads that I know of have, like, blah blah trail as their name, like the Wampanoag Trail in Rhode Island is a highway, or the Putnam Pike in Massachusetts, that's Interstate 90. Drive that all the damn time. And what I might name this is like the Deer Run Trail. Hell, this river can be Deer Run. I'd be okay with that. Make a little town up here and call it Antelope. You know, I can actually, yeah, I can have this river wrap back around and have a little town called Antelope. Okay, this is going to be sort of our benchmark for the rest of this river, because I don't want it to change elevation that much more. Actually, yeah, I do. Now it's going down, yeah? Yeah, like way down. Okay, let's call it 45. No, let's just call it 50 for now. Turn the radius way down. Alright, let's find a middle ground. Let's call it 51. Actually, turn the radius down even more. There. There. Alright. Alright, how about 49? There, good. How about 48 now? We have to get down to what, like 30? Okay, how about 46? Because we're coming down quite a bit right now. Nope. Undo both of those things. 46. We have to get all the way down here to the lake, which is at 30-something. We're actually quite close, though, compared to how far we've gone. I do want to get some more track in place today, though. Let's just finish up this connection. You know, we might have to push ourselves a little bit to do it, but it is important that we get this connected up. Okay, time to go down a notch. 45. Down a notch in terms of size as well. Don't let anybody tell you different. It matters. Alright. Down. Down. See, this is what you can really do to get some subtle riverness. Is just slow increase or decrease of elevation. Slow, careful increase or decrease. Excuse me. This looks so good. This looks fairly realistic. Okay. Continuing on down the hill. Let's see. We should get 44 next. 844. And then I want 43. It's easier coming down than it is going up. I'm glad I realized this. You know, several minutes in. An hour in. You know what, let's just lake this area. Because it doesn't look like this is an area where we're about to go downhill a lot. And honestly, I can put another little berm here if I want to. I'm more willing to change the elevation to make rivers look good than I am to change it to make railroad tracks actually function. What does that say? What is this again? This is a train simulator? Oh. I never would have thought. I didn't realize what I was doing. I thought I was, this was World Gen. But this was Magrathea. Okay. We're very close, actually. So, that's good. It's good. Va bene. Okay, so I need to go down some more now. 42. Oh, that's 24. 42. Whoa. No. Place water. And then let's try actually 40. Just drop it straight to 40. Even then, that's a little bit much. What level is this at? Like, something? How about 38? Great storm of 38. How about 37? No. Although we just connected to water, I think. Yeah, we definitely did. Alright, how about 35? Alright, we're almost there, too. The lake is like at the lake is at 30. The lake's at 30. So instead of going to 35 here, what we might want to do is go to like 30, 33. And then 32. Alright, that looks better. And then we'll put this over here. Oh, no, 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 no. Saw that coming too late. There. So I need to increase this slightly. Increase that width, decrease this width. Decrease this sort of tag and this tag. And then lower the ground here. There. Although this seems almost too low. It's just because it's a pause and descent. Okay, so we have a connected river. The Deer Run River. So we've got to continue this way with these. I'll worry about this more later, but the major thing I want is just the bridge. And I don't know what to do about it. Let's do this real quick. What is the elevation on this, the gradient? 4.25. That's a little bit too much, actually. Just a little bit too much. Let's just make it 1 for now, pretty much. 0.84 is pretty good. Do that. Okay, so I do want to look at bridges real quick. We have the tall trestle kits, but I don't want to do that. We have these, which I feel like this could be a start, but I'd rather... What is this? No. No, that's terrible. There's this. No. No. This is something that I want to use in a bunch of places, but not yet. There's this, which... That is very, very nice. We could use that. Actually, that might even be usable for this. Yeah, that actually looks like the bridge over the Hudson a little bit. I like how one is taller than the other. That, oh wait, it's not that. It's not taller than the other. So this is good. Because we can stretch it out to about that long. Now we just need to have ends. The hell is this? No. Maybe use that somewhere else. NG trestle track? Well, we definitely don't want that. Viaduct spacer? No. Viaducts? I don't need these viaducts. What is this though? Alpine viaduct. I would love to use these. Java Creek and Sheep Creek Bridge. Because that would look really good. But I think what I might have to do is just look on the DLS for bridges. Yeah, because that's too low. We're gonna need something fairly high. In fact, for these I might even want to look at, like, grabbing these pillars. Which, these kind of thing. Actually, that matches, doesn't it? Because, first of all, how tall are these? Oh, they're tall enough, actually. That does look a little bit stretched out, so what we can do is we can actually bring it in closer. That's right, it's part of the track. And we can do that, and then we just need to worry about the approach. Which I could probably do with deck stuff. The only reason I was avoiding this stuff is because it was, whatchamacallit. I don't even know what the words that are coming out of my mouth are anymore. It doesn't have pillars, or the pillars were too short. Okay, I can't do that apparently. No, other one. Grab the other one. Oh hey, this even has, like, track ends that work. So I guess what I'm gonna do, I still have those, which is good. I'm gonna grab that, gonna get rid of it. Gonna connect this. Actually, I could even do with that being a little bit longer, so. Let me sort of stretch it out until I like it. No. Where'd I put that bridge? Grab it real quick. These pillars are actually for this bridge, aren't they? That looks too long. How about... Does that look good? Or does that look too... That looks good. Alright, we need to put things here. And then get rid of this. And this. Grab the height of these, 2207 for this one, because this is track on a slope. Get the height of... Oh, I got it for a second. Oh, no, yeah. 22.89. Then line it up so it lines up right there. Basically as good as we can get it. There. Okay, now grab this. I don't feel like going to find it. Put this. And I would like to have like a deck truss leading up to it. But I'm not sure we have any really good deck trusses, especially not ones with tall pillars. And I've already sort of shown that the VMR likes girder bridges, so I might just have to stick with that. Alright, so there we have that, which honestly looks kinda goofy. Can't even see it from this bridge. At this render distance, at least. So, what do I need? Steel red? Nope. It's that one again. So it was up here somewhere. Actually, it was up with this. And we even have the bridge track for it. That is really useful. Plate girder bridge bendy. Oh no, that's not what I want. Oh, you know what? No. Yeah, no, I don't want that. Well, because I could use this. Yeah, you're damn right it's bendy, damn. But it would be too deep for this. So then I couldn't use these pillars with it because... Let me demonstrate. It would be lodged inside of them. Although, I mean, I guess I could just do that and say, yeah, it's just lodged inside of them. But I don't really want to do that. Pennybacker. What was this again? That thing. NSW Girder Bridge. Truss track, long deck truss. Oh, it was above all this crap. Wasn't it? I remember it being above this crap. Because it was, yeah, it was above that. And then... Because I did see it. Did I miss it? Girder Bridge. No. Girder Bridge end. Oh, that's handy. Indigo Tunnel. I don't even know what this is from. That's cool though. Disused bridge, deck plate, girder bridge. No. Oh, that's track. Steel rail bridge, crane track, Stony Creek. Ooh. Could use that in the future. Could that have spanned this? Oh, you're damn right, but the issue is it's not... The creek is not low enough. We've got all these trestles. Including some really old ones. Long cow deck truss, no. Bridge 2-track brick. 1-track steel arch. No. Other kind of 1-track steel arch. Cable arch bridge. Oh, it's that thing. Where the hell did I have that? Okay. It's got to be around here somewhere. What the heck is this? Oh no, that's a trestle kit. No. What is this? Aha! JJS. Okay, so let's try it with this. Oh, it's totally compatible, I swear to you. I swear. Right there. You know what? That doesn't look half bad. Again, I would like a deck truss. And also, I don't need it to start until, like, here on this side. Firstly. And I don't need it to start until probably about here on this side. So let's just connect that to that. I do sort of want an embankment to put there. Let's see if I have a bridge abutment. Oh. Yep. I'm glad I knew which height that was. Click. Right, now I can do this. The Deer Run River Bridge. And you know what? It doesn't look half bad. That's a little bit weird that this is floating, but... Actually, we might need to get a different one for that. Let's get... abutment. There, it works. Never actually use the darn thing. But it works. Wrong way. You know, I could probably even use this as like a low pillar. I could use this as a normal pillar, damn. Okay. I know I have a different bridge pillar. No, what is this called? Pier. Oh. I know I can use that somewhere. That doesn't look good. I mean, I guess I can just use these, but the bridge will be hovering. Yeah, that's no good. Oh crap! What do I use? What do I even have for this? Let's just punch in bridge. Do you guys know what I would use with this? That was some Western Maryland bridge. Oh, 2 bridge supports. That's a little bit better. Oh, we have an end one too. Can't do that. This isn't a plate girder bridge. I think I'll use those on the VMR. What the hell is that? Ah, it's this one. Nope. Bridge is hovering. Damn it. Alright, so it's this one it is. I guess. No, we don't really have that much of an option. Doesn't really look good, if I'm gonna be completely honest. But it's a bridge. Here, and I'll merge this into that, because what it'll do is it'll at least appear to support that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good, actually. Okay, I'll live with these for now. I'll live with these for a while. An indefinite amount of time. Okay, awesome. We've got this bridge. This bridge and this river have been the only things we've done today, pretty much. But damn, am I happy with it. Okay, so let's continue on this way. This is my real priority. We need to go this way because we still have, you know, most of 15 miles to cover. And it's all going to be hilly and it's all going to be sort of weird and interesting. I mean, hopefully it's going to be interesting. But, you know, we'll have it broken up a little bit like at this episode we started with doing the roads. Do I have one more question? I have one more thing. In Canada, I usually... Oh, Dachshund Rail fan says, in Canada, I usually saw them near most crossings. And to clarify, I mean whistle signs. I actually... It's funny you post the clarification, and I'm glad you did. But I realized what you were talking about because the other comment, Mason's comment, cued me onto the things I had talked about in the episode. And I would not have known otherwise. Like, be thankful for his comment, or else I would have had no idea what yours had meant without the clarification. But then you clarified it anyway, so it's okay. This is like, I'm not talking about anything of substance here, but I'm saying that, you know what, whatever, never mind. We need to build. Here's this. Oh, that's right. We need to cross the road. We need to cross this here, but I'm going to still build this way. Because I want to get to the MVI. Or, sorry, no, not MVI. Well, we do need to get there. We need to get to OSI. Yeah, Olive South Interlocking. And then we can put another tower there. We can build another set of crossovers. And then we'll have that connected up. You know, we'll actually have the yard throat connected on this side. I don't want to make this too high, but I do want to make it such that basically it'd be impassable otherwise. Like if you wanted to go more inland. And I do need to create a little bit of a backdrop / divider between the VMR over there and the GE on the coast. By the way, I will say I did put thought into what the names of the railroads would be, and of course they're all fairly generic. You know, Gilson Eastern, Volga Mountains Railroad, Zion and Skyline Railway, because it's just ZNS. Obviously, it's just the two towns and railway. Volga Mountains is just the locale. Gilson Eastern is the main city, and then where it goes. It's very it is what it is. It's generic almost. It's not uncommon. None of the things there are strange, but they're just how railroads are named, most often. But I did think about, and the reason I went with Gilson Eastern, I knew I was sort of going to make a Pensy clone, to some extent. But the reason I went with Gilson Eastern is I actually turned to the Central for the naming convention. New York Central. It's a very hard-hitting, and it's a name that has gravitas, and Pennsylvania Railroad does as well, but I don't know, it didn't fit as well like the Gilson Railroad. Gilson doesn't have the weight that Pennsylvania does, in no small part just because it has fewer syllables, and ends with son instead of ya. I don't know, it's the way the words are, the way they're said, that gives Pennsylvania Railroad a lot of weight. And same thing with New York Central. These are railroad companies that went through iterations in their names. Well, Pennsylvania Railroad didn't. New York Central did. They were New York Central and Hudson River Railroad for a while. But whatever. They decided that was too wordy, I guess. Went with the New York Central. And it's a name that's simple, and it's a name that you can remember, and it's a name that has weight to it. Although the remembering is, I think, one of the more important parts, because the Central catered so often to extremely wealthy people, and they had perhaps the most famous train in the world, if not up there with the Orient Express and stuff like that. And they knew that they had a market there, and they had to market themselves. So they picked a name that would be sweet to the point and memorable. Whereas the Pennsylvania, just by virtue of where it was and what it was, they had a name at the very beginning, Pennsylvania Railroad, and they just kept it. Like, there's not any real huge swings in terms of the name of the Pennsylvania Railroad. It was just the Pennsylvania Railroad. Yeah, but yeah, there was some thought that I put into it. I did put thought into, okay, what am I going to name this railroad that we've got here? This one that's the big passenger carrier, the one that's, the wealthiest. It's got to have some simplicity to it. It's got to have, obviously, some of the locale involved, because you very rarely see a name without a locale, except for like Union Pacific, but even then that's good enough. It's, you know, we're in the Union and we're going to the Pacific. Or Central Pacific. You know, they're going from the Pacific to the center of the country. But my point is, you know, they've all got some sort of idea of locale behind them. If you can find me a railroad name that doesn't have anything to do with the locale that it runs in, I mean, I won't necessarily be impressed, because I'm sure there are some out there. But generally, it's, you know, it's almost like there's a naming convention. You know, Chicago and Northwestern, you know, New York, New Haven, and Hartford. That's just 3 names. It's names of the places it services, and that's, you know, Wiscasset, Waterville, and Farmington, Sandy River, Ranger Lakes, if we're gonna go that way, Boston and Maine. And then you get the other ones like, you know, St. Paul, blah 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 blah, that are so wordy that they just have to come up with a second name for it. And that, you know, the Milwaukee Road, which, okay, still you're going to Milwaukee. It's still got a place name in it. The Nickel Plate Road is maybe the only one that I can think of off the top of my head. But even then, that's just a cover name for what the name of the railroad actually is. And so, it's so incredibly rare that a railroad doesn't have a location. And so all 4 of the railroads on Tolbrand are just named for where they are and where they go, to some extent. Now, the Volga Mountains Railroad, see, that's a little bit more of an ambitious one, because saying, basically, we own the mountains. The Gilson Eastern was a conglomerate, like the Central or like the Pennsy, but again, more like the Central here, because they had the opportunity to change their name as they acquired more railroads. And they did. I started writing the history of Olive in there, as interspersed the history of some of these companies. But the Volga Mountains Railroad was sort of created and named as a statement of, we're going to go through the mountains. And, you know, just like, and I will not lie, I ripped that from the Grande. The Rio Grande's motto was through the Rockies, not around them. And that's sort of what the Volga Mountains wanted to do. They were the direct competitor, or they were set up to be the direct competitor to the Gilson Eastern, because the Gilson Eastern goes all the way around. It goes another 15 miles, then another, like, 30 miles, and then down and around the peninsula. And the Volga Mountains just goes this way. It goes straight across, but it has to climb, you know, probably a couple thousand feet if I'm gonna do it right. I don't. Like I said, I have the elevation diagram for the Boston and Albany now, the whole thing, and I'm really going to take inspiration from that. This is probably as far as this is going to go, because I'm not building in this direction right now. Well, actually, what I'll do is... because I don't want to build it right up to the edge. I need to build it to some sort of boundary or divider. So I think this is going to be it. I'm just going to build it to here, and then we'll continue that later. Because this is long enough that you can, like, start a train on it, or run a train out to it, and then reverse back down the other track and say, oh, you know, we turned around, whatever. Maybe I should stick a portal out here for now. But I don't want to build this, because I don't want to accidentally put a mountain in the way that we're going to have to avoid, like, you know, over there. So I'm really just going to work down here for now. But we do have to make sure that no matter what we're doing, it's always higher over here and lower over here. And I'm primarily doing that. But the thing is, I don't want to accidentally build a spot where there would be a kettle lake or something. With no inlet and no outlet. It's just a divot in the ground that water would pool in. Because then I should put a lake there, and then it just adds more complexity. It's like, what are we doing? I'm just trying to build a rather gentle hillside. And for, you know, for all intents and purposes, this is pretty gentle. And I don't need to accidentally start building like a terminal glacier moraine. We're not getting that into the geology of it. But if I start making holes in the ground that where the water couldn't get out of, then that's just what happens. Okay. Let's add more water. Yay, Z fighting. There's gonna be plenty more of this, boys. Take them away, toys. The other thing I could do is I could build a little template for the land sloping to the coast with terrain tracks going from like here to here, and then copy and paste that and paste that and paste that and paste that. But I don't really want to do that because, yes, it'll sort of maintain the it'll maintain some of what we're doing, some of what I'm looking at and thinking of. It won't really do all of it justice. Okay, that's... We have to look at it from space to see what we're really doing. I'll leave that there. And then when we... See, we have like a barrier here, and I kind of like that. And I think I'll leave it there as best I can. And then what I'll do is I'll come over and put some islands on it. So yeah, that's lowered. And we're gonna have an island with a lake. Or something like that. See, look at this. But yeah, we've got basically giant sandbars, and I'll connect this to this. With like a gap here, or so. Or over here. Wherever. This entire area will be lagooned, and then beyond this there will not be any islands. So we'll get rid of get rid of islands over here, maybe only a couple near the shore. Because this will be the boundary. But they're like too sandy of islands to build a lighthouse on or something stupid like that. Which is why the lighthouse is so far inland. But really, it's going to be a bunch of barrier islands and not a continuous barrier itself. Stop zooming out that much. Like, yes, I need to see, but I don't need to see that badly. But yeah, from space you'll be able to see all this. The other thing I want to do is I want to turn the radius way down and do that. So that helps a little bit. But yeah, right beyond this we'll have the cruise ship, I guess. Because why not? There. And then we'll go along the coast and put the rest of the land up a little bit, and it'll stop the Z fighting, at least along those sections. Yeah, I do need to make a more V-shaped inlet here, because right now this doesn't look right. Stop! I don't want to go to space right now. That's actually better. That actually looks... that's fine now. Okay. So we have land laid out before us, pretty much. And we're basically going to try and go in a straight line. If there's anything like a section of ground that's way too high or way too low, then we'll have to, you know, sort of abort and try to find a different way through. But for the most part, I'm going to try to go in a straight line, and as God, I'm going to try and create a sort of section that allows me to go in a straight line. So back to the naming convention. So the VMR. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that I decided to do, and I'm sure many of you noticed because it's not subtle. But I have a railroad with no like railway, none of that in the official title. That's the first part. And then I have one with railroad, and then I have one with railway. And that was 100% on purpose, and then I have a tramway as well. Because, why not? I wanted to do that. Alright, is this a gradient or no? Also, is it straight? It does not seem straight. This doesn't seem like it's fair. Control M again. 556.56. How about now? 0.47. 0.3 is good. Although it is going to be an interlocking pretty much. So, get rid of that. Add this. Let's just stretch out 4 tracks over here. We're going to need 5, but let's stretch out 4. And you. And then we'll line up the other one. So the best thing to do is when you're doing these things, when you're doing this kind of thing where you have a lot going on, and you have a bunch of different things that you have to have line up or just come together in some way, you've got to think about it sort of strategically and take it piece by piece and go, okay, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. Like, doing this is going to enable me to do this, which is going to enable me to do this. So this is also another problem. What am I going to use for this? I had some ideas earlier. Actually, I don't have any use for this. It's going to look silly. Watch me. Where's the other thing? It's right there. This is one of the older bridges. Here's what we need to do. Because I said I would do this in the write-up. Oops! No, don't do that. Don't do that at all. First things first, I actually need to do this. Because the first railroad through here was the Gilson Eastern, and they went out this way. And also, that's a hell of an incline, isn't it? Over here and then down there. What is the gradient on this if I were to just attach a track here? First of all, you're flying. It's 2%. That's 1.5. That's actually not that bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But basically what I need to do is I need to spoof and abandon right-of-way this way. Because that would connect this with that. So like I said, Gilson Eastern was the first one on the scene here. They came out on this bridge. Well, initially what they did, there was a bridge like down here. kind of where this one is now. That was a wooden trestle. And then that burned down. And then they relocated to this because the entire city... Oh no, it didn't burn down, it got swept away in a hurricane. They relocated because the entire city went from like here to here, and so the railroad had to do that, and then come around, or well, come around this way, which this was the easiest spot for them to build a bridge at that point. And then they went this way. Right? So they went this way. Yeah, maybe they went this way. This could work. Let me think about this. So if they went through here, like if this cut was there, and then they went this way, and this is just going to be a rough sort of approximation of it. But downhill, and this is old stuff, so this is before the Gilson Eastman got its speed kick and built, like, way overbuilt everything. Yeah, that could do it. Yeah, because then you'd come around here. Okay, here's this. Do that. Nope. Pull this into here, because what we want to do is we want to, like I said, spoof what the right-of-way was like at that point in time. Including this turn. But then we're going to need to erase it and replace it with the current right-of-way. Alright, so made this curve. This looks like something that would be built, you know, as a connection, which is kind of what it is, but we're gonna pretend that that's not it. Oh, we're spinning. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully it isn't too obvious that, oh, we built this and then we built that. I'm also not going to put tracks on this, but I will mark it using yeah, that looks... It's tight. It's real tight. Like, it's tighter than the other thing. But I think it's okay. Can we loosen it up a little bit? Like, do that with it? That? Yeah. We'll see. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do that. And here's what I'll do once again. Let me go and grab the paint that we used. Do we still have... Well, we still have the filter on. That's a little bit weird. Whoops. We need the paint that we used, the dirt that we used to show the abandoned connection. Not that. Oh, wait. Where is it? That's over here. Nope, I passed it again. It's abandoned. Right here. This sort of a grassy but slightly off color grass. Okay, they built a bridge there and then started surveying this way and then had to get down towards the water side because the original route was here. Yeah, okay, that actually explains it, because the water would have washed this stuff away, but they still would have had, like, bridge abutments down here. But when the town moved, they had to go into town. So they built this. And I can't see a damn thing. Hide gradients. They built this. Yeah, this right here. From their main line, which is here. And then connected it through this, over the brand new bridge, and then down, and then made a little connection to their other thing there. And then they had probably a freight line that came in this way, because there was still stuff over here. Not that much, but a little bit. And so, then they would have had to build this bypass to connect the two of them, it was a weird time in all of railroading history, or history in general. Also, the 5-meter grid allows you to do much more precise things with texture. But this connection would be extremely old, so I might overgrow it anyways and just leave the different colored dirt as a showing. Grab this so that we don't accidentally delete the wrong thing. I had to pull it out there. That, and then that. And it did leave a junction lever here, which I could leave that there as a subtlety. But I also don't want... I don't want any of the AI trains to be confused by that. Which they totally would be. They totes would be. So I'm wondering if we should follow the coast a little bit more. But we should meet up with... Oh wait, that's not the coast anymore. Well, I like sort of keeping things flat. Okay, I got started on the whole thing because of what bridge are we going to use? And this is the bridge that we're going to use. Part of the original railroad. It still stands. And they built the new 4-track main next to it. Alright, let's overlap it just barely. Okay. Okay, it looks good. It looks good. I need to adjust the height of the spline point. Give me that. Give me that. Give me this. Is that correct? No, it's not. It's not at all correct. Why are you lying? Okay, there we go. Alright, there we go. We've got this bridge, and then these bridges. Alright, so this has to merge into this. Oh boy. And then we have to build a giant crossover set, like we've done before. We're gonna have a cut there. Like a relatively subtle cut, but still a cut. Now I'm laying track today. I've laid track today, so I'm just saying that as like a mental check. Like, that's something I've done today. I've done terrain work. I've even done a little bit of, I've done some scenery work. I've laid track, and I've fulfilled the viewer requests. That's the other big thing. It's like I've done that today. It's good. I feel like I'm making all of that too high, so I should be a little bit lower with this. And we will need to put like sand down on the beaches and stuff. Doesn't need to be all that detailed. We just need to find the formula. You know, we need to find the formula that will make the beaches look good. Oh crap! I just made that higher. Hopefully that won't be too bad. Let's just work over here. Let's just work over here actually and ignore the area that we're about to run tracks through. We've got another 15 minutes or so. Maybe we want to run tracks through there right now. Maybe we don't. Where's my... oh, it's okay. It's over here. I don't need to worry about putting stuff in the way of it. What I'll do is I'll actually build a hill here. And we've got a boulder field going on. Look at how craggy this area has become. That will have to be reflected in the way that we do track through it. Or not track. The way that we do scenery on it. I'm not worried about the back at all. I don't want to be doing scenery like behind this line. Or at the very least, I don't want to be doing like detail work behind that line or past this line. I'll do it up the river. But other than that, I don't know. I think this is affected by sensitivity as well. And again, most things are these days, which is good. plateau tool used to not be. And it was kind of nuts. And honestly, when I moved from 06 to 12, that was one of the first things that I had to get used to. Was, hey, it doesn't work the same way anymore. Holy crap. You know, I can do all sorts of detailed things with it. Yeah, let's just leave that like that. There's no tracks over here. Alright, so let's see, can we make a nice 4-track or 5-track right-of-way with no gradient through here? Let's bring out the mini-map so we can see what's, where's the track I'm working on? Oh, okay, I'm not placing it anymore, I guess. Right there. Is that positioned on the line? Yeah, it is. Okay, pretty much dead center on the line. That's a good marker then. We'll have to use that. So let's see how this looks. Not bad, actually. Pretty damn good, if you ask me. I like it. 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 The cuts are not too deep, but they're deep enough so you know they're there. Which is sort of a line you have to ride. But this is a lot of cut, so that means we're going to have to put a lot of fill in the next section to balance it out. Of course, on the other hand, maybe we just want a lot of cut, period, because it would make sense that we have a lot of cut. The reason it would make sense that we have a lot of cut is that we needed fill for crossing the swamp. As well, one of the other things, and I did just add something that's a part of it, is because this is a rebuild of what was once the right-of-way of the, I think the Jefferson and Gilson, the J&G. There's going to be some abandoned bridges and stuff like that that's going to sort of pop up from time to time, which basically means we have an extra right-of-way to grade, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, to be completely honest. I quite enjoy planning these right-of-ways, but it's definitely gonna get tedious fast. It's already gotten a little bit, but it's a little bit. It's not too bad yet. Is it just me, or are these subtly shifted? They're not all the same. They're not all at the same level or orientation, really. They're just all slightly off, and it's getting me. Because I don't know quite how to fix it. And it happens almost every time I do things with double-track bridges. Alright, so here's what I'll do. That's going to be the first thing. We'll actually install this now. Alright, we can get rid of this. And then, so let's this, and let's do a 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that work? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I think that should be a lot longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that work? Yes? I don't know. If somebody says that needs to be longer, I'll redo it. One, two, three, 4, 5. Alright, and then put this Come on, show me the track. Thank you. At least once you get one done, the other ones come fairly easy. Because once you get the length down that you want. Oh. Yep. Alright. Oh, and I think we're lining up quite well with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move these back. All these spline points. There, right? About there. Move it over a little. And this one. We didn't have to move the middle ones, did we? We did not, actually. We didn't have to move the middle ones at all. Put this over here. And straighten that out. Straighten that out. This one looks fine. Yeah, it is. And the rest of it should be all set. So we have olive south interlocking now. Oh, nope, nope. That fixed. Why are these lower now? Oh, you know what? Because that's why. There. Okay. So we'll need to install the NS switch machines here as well, but we'll not do that right now. What's the other thing? What's the next thing on the list? We do need to install signals and what have you. This needs to be shifted in a little bit because it's a little bit off kilter. Maybe that should have been left there as just like a connection. But we've got this. Yeah, if I could do rusty track on this, I probably would, but I can't do this. This is now an embankment where it used to come down this way. So, that would not be connectable any longer. Alright, let's do some fiddly bits then. Alright, where is this guy? CNNW, 2-track gantry signal. One of the last times we're going to see one of these on the route. Actually, no, we'll see these plenty when we're up, like, up there. Up and away. This looks better than I figured. I'm quite happy with this bridge. I wish I could, I wish I had this area scenic. Oh, all I gotta do is copy paste trees and texture. But I wish I had this area scenic so that I could, take some screenshots of a train on this bridge now. Because I am very happy with it. I'm very, very happy with it. Alright, anything, alright. I was just making sure there was nothing urgent. I know that the video is about to end, but good to keep tabs on it. What are these? Are these the same pillars or different pillars? Yeah, these are the same ones, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely the same ones. I've just used them for a bunch of different bridges now. Or, well, I used it for that one, and then I used it for the bridge that it was intended to be used for. So, we've pretty much we've used all through trusses so far, and arch bridges. I want to get some deck trusses in here, although we've used these as well. I want to get some deck trusses in here. I think we could make use out of them. If anybody knows any good bridges they want to see me use, and they're on the DLS, let me know. And I'll be happy to, because I could use some more variety. I need the signal bridge. That's next. Oh, there's the mill. JR signal bridge. It's one of the few JR assets that's just built in for, you know, God knows why, but I love it. It's standard. It's in fact the standard signal bridge of the world. Over there, did I raise it up so that the bottom was exposed a little bit? A little bit more? Because I feel like the footings should be more exposed. But if they aren't over here, I won't bother. No, they aren't. Okay, never mind. I'll leave it as is. Alright, we have a second interlocking. And I think I'll give some extra space on this side. I'll put the bridge here. And I do need to have a little parking space in one of these towers. That can actually probably be right here in connection to the highway that's down there. Yeah. Like we're already in the 300,000s for junctions. I feel like we don't have that many. I just got a feeling. I have just this distinct sort of I don't know. I don't think we have that many. It's a think. It's on a no. Maybe we have 300,000. Maybe I placed that many absent-mindedly. Okay. Yeah. So let's put one of these on each track, and then we'll organize them in a second. We need to put some signals on the other signal bridge as well. The one for the VMR. But I'm not sure we're going to have time for that because these guys are going to want to be finicky. There we go. There's one. I didn't really do any track planning today, which is a little bit odd, but I'm okay with that. We basically just built in a straight line and we made a cut. You know, it doesn't have to be rocket science every day. It doesn't have to be difficult every day. I think I'm going to shift the signal bridge forward slightly on this end because the signal is being uncooperative. There we go. Now every signal is pretty much well posted. Alright, so now we need some of these for the other bridge. Oh wait, we already put them here. We need to face them in the right direction, which all of them are, except for this one. And we need to slide them into place. And these are set up with a very specific reason, or, you know, in a very specific way, or rather, the bridge is here for a reason, as opposed to anywhere else. As opposed to, you know, on the other side of the interlocking is a very important, or on the other side of the bridge is where the interlocking is. And I could have nudged the interlocking back a little bit and nudged and put this on the other side of the bridge so that trains would be stopped on the bridge while waiting at a red. However, the basic idea of my policy for building signals near bridges consists of three things. Number one is don't stop on the bridge. Number two is don't stop on the bridge. Number three is don't leave cars on the bridge while you're stopped. So, in order to maintain that, I tend not to put signal bridges or signals directly on the opposite side of a bridge. In fact, I feel it good to have that be a stopping point. You know, that signal isn't quite... Oh, you know what? I can't move that with this. Yeah, we'll just have to keep that like that. That's a shame. Oh well, there we go. We have our signal bridge. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week. Train Man out.